Hey guys, Marcus back with DesignIY. Today we're going to finish the tile shower. We've got a lot to cover, sit tight. Of course you're watching DesignIY and we're going to finish out the tile shower today. That means all of the mortar, all of the cutting, all of the tiling, and of course all of the grouting before we can show you a finished product. So I'm going to be sharing everything that I learned along the way, or at least the most important things to keep it concise. Let's get started. Now I'm going to go over the method first before we even start with mixing the mortar, because I don't want to be on a time schedule when I'm cutting these first few cuts. Anything I can do to save myself, give myself a little bit of time, I'm going to do that. So, niches first because it's most complicated. So right off the bat, a super successful tile install is going to start before you even purchase the tile. You need to know every single size of tile that you're going to need to cut. Next, you're going to want to think about tile order. So which tiles are going to be installed first, which tiles are going to be installed second, especially in the little recessed niche or in any corner where tiles start to meet each other. It's going to be very important. Think about water flow, the direction that the water has to go, and then how that affects the tile sizes before you calculate what you need. So purchasing the size of tiles that I needed was my first mistake. This is 6x6, but I grabbed some 12x12 specifically for this purpose so that we could make one tile instead of having a grout line down the center. Still not going to work because I need 13 1/8. Well, that sucks. So what I ended up having to do was cut a piece diagonally. This is a 6x6, but out of a 12x12 in order to get 13.5 inches in one piece. And that was the bottom of the niche. Every single bottom had to be cut this way, and the tops as well. I think I can do it. Another thing that's going to save you a ton of headache is to make sure that you're buying the right mortar. It's mortar, all the mortars are the same, right? No. Pretty sure I don't know of something that could have gone wrong that didn't. I only did half a bag of mortar because that's as far as I got before the mortar was non-usable. I know that that particular mortar has bad reviews online for it drying out too fast, but crap, I'm using the wrong mortar. I just realized that. There's another thing that went wrong. Everything was sagging, so I did the niche first and then I did the frame around the niche because that was really important, but then it kept sagging and falling, and so I had to do the wood tile on the bottom. I've been up since 1 a.m. and it's now 8, 9, probably 9:15. This should have not taken this long. I should have had this done by dinner time. The whole thing. Future is not looking very bright. Well, here we are, YouTube. I can honestly say I had no idea that it would take this long in order to get this far. It got too late to do any really loud cutting. You use the angle grinder in my basement. Hopefully it wasn't too loud. Anyway, this is where we're at. I'm gonna have to call it quits for right now. Pick the appropriate trowel size. It's gonna make a world of difference. And of course, the trowel thing. It's really awkward to get started. You don't know how to handle it. You don't know how to move it. You're gonna get mortar everywhere, but again, it's an experience thing. You'll get used to it. After I cut them, I make sure that they stay together by taping them. Well guys, we made it this far. Got all the glass on there. Sorry the camera battery died and I wasn't about to go get another one with the mortar drying the way it was. So time for the Iveta white, the 6x6 tile. Got the first line done and went and made a bunch of rip cuts to the inside. I think typical tile designs don't have this many cuts. I think that's my problem. So I like nice things. You can see I got 2 full rows of the full 6x6 in. I got the corner tile in on this side. We're just waiting on the outer tile, which I'll have to rip cut. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and take care of these things here. What I ended up doing is taking bullnose tile here
and I put it at a 45 because you can do that on that saw, and beveled the other end, and so you kind of get this double bull nose.
So I ran into another issue here with the sizing of the pieces. Once I mapped it out, I realized that I was either going to have to use 2 rows of 6x6 and then a sliver, which wouldn't look good on the outside of this wall, or I was going to have to use a 6x6 and then something slightly larger. Ended up opting to go that route, and I had to go to the store to buy some 12x24 so I could cut some smaller 6x7.25 out of it, and then hopefully you won't even notice.
Let me know what you think of these Schluter trims. It's that metal trim here that I have on the outside of the tile. So it covers the cut edge of the tile right around the outside, just like that, all the way up. Welcome back to the shower, guys. It took me several hours pulling these little things out of here. At first I was gonna say they're basically the devil and never to buy them, but then I discovered they were really easy to pull out with a pair of these. So get yourself some needle nose pliers. I also took the grout saw to all the places where mortar was just about coming through the tiles. You can see it in a lot of places there, but I've taken the grout saw to it, and there should be more than enough room to get grout. These large gaps in here and any of the prone to cracking areas, like in the corners of the niche, maybe even around here, and definitely where the tub meets, we are actually going to be using silicone.
So I decided to caulk before I actually put all the grout in. A lot of that was just me talking myself out of grouting in the meantime, plus the caulking had the greater dry time, but I'm here to tell you that is not the right move. Grout everything. When you put grout on, you're smearing it over everything, and it's gonna get everywhere. It's gonna get directly over the top of your brand new caulked lines, so let's not go that route. Instead, grout everything, and if you really want a joint to be caulked instead of grouted, then dig the grout back out of it and then caulk it after the grout is dried. That would be the right move. You'll save yourself a lot of headache and a lot of mess.
Back again, finally doing it. We're gonna grout the shower. So we're going to probably start with this wall and work our way around. Might hit the niche in a little earlier, just depends on how bold I am. So you might also notice that the tub, I took the tape off in order to get the silicone on before. I'm going to leave it off. Might not be one of my brighter ideas.
Of course, this was a terrible idea. You need to protect your surroundings. It's grout, it's going to get everywhere, it's messy, and it stains. It's meant to stain. First thing, use unsanded grout if you're doing anything on a wall. You want it to get in the grout lines and you don't want it to stick to the surface when you're scraping it out. Use unsanded grout. Use grout boost if it's important to you, and then of course you're going to have a lot easier time if your tiles are smooth. If the texture is important to you, just know ahead of time you're going to have a hard time with the grout.
And just like I thought, I'm pretty much destroying the shower. Grout is everywhere. This stuff is just too pasty, it won't stick to the wall. So, it's the unfortunate part.
I cannot stress this last point enough. You will get tired of cleaning your tile. You will get tired of rinsing your sponge, but you cannot stop doing either of those. You have come way too far, spent way too much time, way too much money, and way too much effort into this whole project. You cannot afford to just let the grout haze dry to the tile. Clean your tile, and when you're hurting and you can't move anymore, get up and clean it some more, because after all, every time you clean, it's another wipe in the right direction. Just keep cleaning. You will get tired of it. You will have to push yourself. Have a buddy if you don't trust yourself, because it's that important.
Hey there, guys. So that was an absolute disaster. Absolute disaster. Terrible idea, leaving the tub like that. I had just got done watching a YouTube video of a guy, Sal de Blasi. I was watching him do a shower, and I realized that there was a big difference between what I was doing and what he was doing, so I should not have used it as an example like I did. And that was, he was using unsanded grout and I was using sanded grout. And in that video he explains that sanded grout is really pasty and it doesn't like to stick to the wall and it falls off a lot, and that was not a good mix with not taping up the tub. So I got my dad over here and he taped up the tub nice. Definitely cleaned the tub. We had to clean the entire tub. The entire thing was brown all over. And this bit looks pretty amazing, all grouted the way that it is. But one bag didn't get us that far. We pretty much stopped here. So I'm a little scared. We just mixed our last bag of grout. Got the rest of it to do. I went ahead and put a tiny bit more water in than what it said to do. Guys, it's done. So done. Doesn't even feel real. Definitely not your everyday choice in tile. Leave it to me to do that. Anyhow, thumbs up if you enjoyed this series on the tile shower, surround, tub surround, whatever you want to call it. And thumbs down if you hated it, but definitely leave a comment and tell me what I could have done to make you give me a thumbs up. This is Marcus with DesignIY signing out for another job well done, at least in my book. That's it for this video, guys. I know that my selection was a little bit unconventional. Probably not everybody's going to like it, but I certainly love it. If you enjoyed the process, drop me a thumbs up. Go ahead on full screen real quick. Drop me a thumbs up. Subscribe for more content like this because we'll be having a bunch. And if there's anything I left out, anything you want to know, or anything you want to see in the future, drop me a comment down below. So again, this is Marcus with DesignIY. I'm signing out this time. We'll see you guys.